And welcome back to the part 4 of What If Naruto Was Adopted by Jiraya and Tsunade. Real quick, a bit of house cleaning. Normally, whenever I do house cleaning, it's only to address questions that were asked, no real questions asked, or to address a comment that I feel like something has been lost in translation and it could be leading to a misunderstanding. And that's the latter here. So without saying the name of the person, I never do because that's not cool unless they want to be known. I had someone in one of the parts of this video comment on basically saying that, and I'm going to only quote like the first few sentences of what they said. They said, okay, I'm taking offense to you saying Naruto was of average intelligence or below average intelligence in canon because he had ADHD. If I said at one point he had ADHD, and it's not in this video, I think, or in this series. Maybe I'm wrong. I said it. Maybe I briefly mentioned it. I may have said that he had symptoms of it, or maybe I said he did have it. But, and then where Naruto shows all the classic signs of ADHD for a male, this is their first size for a male and female. Okay, and after that, I'm not quite sure what this person was going for exactly, because their grammar is all over the place here. And a lot of grammar errors. But point being is that, first of all, maybe at one point I did say in a video that wasn't me actually saying he had ADHD. And maybe it was at the point, and if it was at the time, I will honestly say, I will retract the statement right now. Naruto definitely displays symptoms of ADHD, sure, but just because you display symptoms of a disorder doesn't mean you have the disorder. You could just be hyperactive, low attention, all that. Because ADHD doesn't just stem from learning in school. It will impact other points of your life. And one of the big issues is focus with ADHD. Now, I'm not trying to, if you have ADHD, which it sounds like this person does, I am not, and if you don't, I'm sorry. It sounds like you're implying I was insulting you as ADHD haver. Be very clear. I'm not trying to I guess it would be the mansplaining version of ADHD, I guess. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just saying that there would be other issues in Naruto's life involving focus. But the thing is, when Naruto actually did focus, when Naruto wanted to focus on something, he could focus on it. That's why he was able to learn the Shadow Clone Jutsu in such a short time. The Rasengan, summoning Jutsu. When Naruto found stuff he was interested in, he was able to focus. Now, to be fair, a lot of people may say, well, that's just like ADHD. And to a degree it is. But again, there's nothing stated in the canon that he has ADHD. If you are seeing something there that mirrors something in the real world, that's fine. I know there are plenty of characters that are icons for communities. I know Lilo is an icon for the neurodivergent community or slash artistic community. I know that for a fact. But it's never stated she has those in the series. So let's be very clear. That's not saying that she's not written that way or that she might not be, but until the creator says so, that's people seeing something in themselves in a character that is fictional. And that's perfectly okay. It's great to have those icons. But first and foremost, just because, even if Naruto does have ADHD, I wasn't saying he was a low intelligence or below intelligence because of it. Naruto, there's difference between being book smart and street smart and like life smart. Naruto had other ways of being intelligent, but there are some people who just don't do well in school. And Naruto was just someone who did not do well in school. As for taking offense, please don't. I don't want to be responsible for people getting really upset and going down like a negative outlook towards other fan communities just for something they may say off the cuff, or especially something where they're not trying to insult anyone. If you're going to get upset that a fictional character that you may admittedly look up to or idolize or see something in yourself with them that's very important to you, if you're getting upset that someone is saying that about a fictional character who by definition doesn't exist, you're towing a line in terms of how you're going to react to fandoms down the road. So okay, we got that out of the way. I was able to finally get this under 5 minutes because I felt it was important to address the comment. I actually did. And I'm going to get some people saying, just get on with the video, damn it, 5 minutes in. 5 minutes in, here we go. So last time, We left Sasuke, Naruto, and Haku. Basically, they beat Haku. And Naruto had trapped Haku with that 4-barrier seal he had. And we left off because the video had gone on pretty long with us asking, how, if at all, can Haku get out of this? If he gets out of this at all, does he get out of this? And I'll admit, I toed the line a little bit on whether or not he could get out of it. In one sense, yes, I think Haku could get out of it if he had the forethought prior. Here, though, I don't think that's the case. I think Haku is stuck, which realizes a very sad truth. Zabuza's got to die straight from Kakashi this time around. Like, doesn't get this heroic moment against Zabuza or anything like that. No, Kakashi, until Haku stepped in, had Zabuza to dead rights there. He was going to put it through his chest and take him back. Now, maybe he could have lived a slight bit amount longer. Like, he was a big guy. He probably had a high level of durability, as we saw. So he might have been able to like survive for a bit. And even Haku survived for a couple extra seconds as he dug Kakashi's fist into his shoulder. So maybe Zabuza tries to get one last swipe into Kakashi as Kakashi's in his chest, and Kakashi nearly gets cut in half. Haku, sensing this, like, no, Zabuza, no, it's over, Zabuza. And Haku just kind of collapses to the ground. He's dead. And he's just lingering there. And Haku's just, I don't have anything else now. Just do it. Just end me right now. And Sasuke and Naruto's very much, no, I'm not going to kill you. Whereas Sasuke initially was willing to do it, but now he's just seeing Haku as he's powerful. And like he could use another good rival along with Naruto. But right now he's seeing Haku as pathetic. And weirdly enough, it's Sasuke here who walks up to him. I should note, Haku is stuck kind of in a barrier steel. But Naruto, having, continually studying steals throughout this entire series, has had a paralysis seal on. So he drops the barrier, but Haku still can't move. And Sasuke just whacks him. Boom! How pathetic are you? You think you know pain? You think you know what it's like to just lose everything, and to have the person you admire the most, who gave you a reason to keep going, to leave you. I'm sorry, but you're talking to the wrong damn person. Something along those lines. I lost my entire clan, my family. I saw my mother and father dead before my eyes. And the one person I admired more than anything didn't die. He's the one who took their lives. And yet I'm still going. I'm still going. I swear I will find vengeance from my family. I will avenge them. But that doesn't mean you have to just give up. I will continue on, no matter what. And I am blessed. And then Sasuke gets a little sentimental. And I am happy for the little I still have with me, for the few people I have that I can still rely on. So guess what? Yeah, Zabuza may have saved you, but your life doesn't end with him. It goes on. You want to honor him? Live. And live and earn that. And Haku is just kind of like in a little bit of shock. That's when you hear the clapping. It's like, oh, that was a nice speech, kid. But unfortunately, none of you are making it out of here alive. And then Haku just, Gato. This is Gato? Well, I had come here. I was going to wait until they all killed each other, but unfortunately, Zabuza wasn't up for the task. And so now we're just going to come in here, ransack this village, and destroy this bridge. And obviously, everyone's a little on the tired side, but they're a little they're definitely scrappy. Is at this point then the Haku just Gato, and they feel the chills in there. The mist that was clearing suddenly turns almost into frost and starts to gently fall. And Haku just sees Zabuza there, and he sees Kakashi, who's got the blood in his hand, but he doesn't harbor any ill will towards Kakashi for this. Everything that's the person that brought all this on, everything that's come from this, that sentence isn't right. Where all this has come from is Gato. And Haku just suddenly just pull. All of a sudden, like a dozen men just dropped. It's like, huh? It's like I will. Sasuke is right. Honoring Zabuza does not mean dying in his honor. It means living. It means living for it. So, but I can still do right by. I can still do some right. You will not take this village, Gato. This I swear. Take out that brat! Do it now! It's like, yeah, get up! And then Haku just grabs Zabuza's sword, shocking everyone. Because if Zabuza, he can lift both Zabuza and his sword without too much difficulty and carry them a long distance. It makes sense he could probably use that sword. So he just comes in, and when you add Zabuza's sword with Haku's speed, you basically add a mincemeat butcher shop right there. Just the bodies are flying to the floor. Sakura is shocked and actually just throws up a little bit. And not even Kakashi's like, he's probably done worse, but still, it's like, oof. And Naruto and Sasuke are also like, holy crap. Meanwhile, Gato's like, so tell me, Gato. Gato, what is it now? Don't do it. Don't give you anything. Anything? Money, power. Just so you would live? Please don't kill me. And then Haku looks and Haku can sense the villagers have come. So it's like, you're going to give me all the money. You're going to write a check right now for all the money you have. Period. End of story. You understand? Like, don't kill me, please. He just gets a check. Good. And you're going to write it to the wave. That you're going to write to this people. Good. There's one last thing. Please say hello to Zabuza for me. Just ends it. Because he knew he was not going to let Gato live. And so, everyone's just like, ah! And Haku goes and hands Kakashi, Haku goes to Tazuma people. It's like, for compensation for all the trouble we've caused, may your village prosper and live in peace. And Gato and Tazuma looks at us like, holy shit! He said, Tsunade, hold me! Oh god! He's like, I'm about to have a heart attack. I'm shot. But it's more actually more like, he's just shot. And Haku just goes to Zabuza's body and just, says a silent prayer. And everyone celebrates. And there was much rejoicing. The bridge is finished. The land is prosperous and rich at the moment. So they got a lot to go to. They got a lot going for him right now. And the question just becomes, what becomes of Haku now? And they say, it's like, well, you could always come to the village with us. I mean, and Kakashi says, that's not easy. But you never were registered as an official ninja. It really wouldn't be that hard to integrate you. And Haku basically, thanks them. But says, no, I'm not going to be able to. I think I'm going to stay here and guard this village, guard the innocent. Perhaps until I'm strong enough to do what Zabuza wanted. So what Zabuza to reclaim to be the Kage of the Mist. Is that right? So to allow the bloodlines to re-enter the mist. And no longer be purged and no longer be persecuted. But until then, I'll stay here and train and protect this village. All right then. Hey, we're welcome to have you. And Haku bids goodbye. Konohamaru and Naruto have their cry sessions. Like, you first. And they all's well, all is ends well. Haku will return. And so we cut to the aftermath. And not a lot happens with the aftermath, to be honest. There is them accepting the payment for the mission. They continue to do their missions. Naruto explains what happened to Tsunade and Shizune. Tsunade just gets in and says, oh my god, you're okay? It's like, it's okay. I'm okay. Oh, great. Who's okay? Oh, Jiraya. And say, hey, kid. So tell me what happened. He explains again. Well, that's quite the mission you had there. Still, though, you did good. Which reminds me, how well are you on with your other bit of training? And Naruto shows him, and he finally got the ball down. It's like, all right, then. Well, I guess this is the final bit, then. Tosses him one extra balloon, huh? And he says, you got the chakra spin, you got the power, now you got to keep it all contained. Not so easy. He's like, darn it! And so Naruto begins his training with the final part of the Rasengan. Along the way between now and the tuning exams, he will also pick up a little bit finer tuned medical ninjutsu. A couple extra seals, nothing amazing, because he's just going to continue his seal practice. And he starts to learn chakra scalpels from Shizune, I think. Unfortunately, he can't really do much with them. Like, he can kind of put an edge on his hands, but we're talking about, like, really high-tuned chakra control. And even with Naruto's chakra, it's still not the best. Because even though he's got decent control, he's also got a large amount, and those two just don't go well together. Chunin exams come, and we honestly, we get mostly the same there with with them going to the Chunin exams. The Konohamaru thing, I'll be honest, I actually forgot to write that down. Because I don't think much would change, admittedly. Naruto promised to play with Konohamaru, and I think Sakura does at least comment, like, really? You playing ninja? That seems a little odd. Maybe not as harsh as she does here. Really, Naruto playing ninja? And to which Naruto actually does give the argument I always give, like, it's okay to be a kid once in a while. We're only 12 or 13, turning 13 now. It's important to, have some fun now and then. Plus, it's important for them to get some practice. And it's like, all right, hey, boss, just a question. Who is she? Is she your girlfriend? Big difference here is that Naruto just says, no, she's not. She's my teammate and my friend. Not to say Naruto might not find Sakura in some way attractive, but I don't think this Naruto is very much into Sakura. At least at this point. And Sakura takes that perfectly fine. Yeah, I guess not. I mean, you probably wouldn't want someone with that big a forehead. Which Naruto does. He's like, come on, Konohamaru, that's not nice. And he just turns around and there's Sakura there with the devils. Like, run! And just, she's chasing after Konohamaru. Sakura, wait! She goes, and obviously they crash into Kankuro. And again, a big difference here is that Naruto isn't screaming, yelling, just put him down. Naruto is being very vocal. Hey, look, put him down. Yeah, Sakura still wasn't handling that situation very better. That much better. Naruto, and I've said my piece on Kankuro at this point. That will definitely be in the dumb list category whenever I get around to making that list. Or the dumb list video whenever I get to making that list. But Naruto is a bit more mature and forceful. He says, hey, put him down now. What? What? Just because you tell me to? And this is where Naruto actually, thanks to being raised by both Jiraiya and Tsunade, was like, no, because you're attacking the Hokage's grandson in his village when you're not from here. And that's what Kankuro just kind of like, it's like, and he does, once he hears that, he drops Konohamaru's like, crap. I was like, sorry? So let me get this straight. Would you have been sorry if he wasn't? You're saying you just go into random people's villages and just attack people? Is that it? Even when they just had an accident? And Kankuro now is a little called out and pissed off because he got called out. Like, yeah. To which Tamari's like, I like this kid. So she's like, he's got a point, Kankuro. You were being an idiot. Sorry about my brother. He's kind of an idiot. It can be a bit of an idiot today. No problem. And again, he's noticing Tamari, and honestly, Tamari probably be more to his liking, if I'm going to be honest. Look, I understand Kid Naruto in the canon having a crush on Sakura just because he thought she was pretty. But to be fair, I get the impression he probably thinks most of the girls in his class, given the opportunity to actually look at them and interact with them, are pretty. I have a feeling he at least considered Ino somewhat pretty. We know eventually he ultimately found Hinata very attractive. And he even said, and I don't know what he said about her looks or anything like that. I don't think he ever said anything about that. Although in the filler, there was that moment he caught her practicing in the nude on the water, and he thought she was beautiful. So I guess he did find her attractive. Honestly, Naruto, it was explained, I think, in the last movie that Naruto's concept of love and attraction was a little messed up because of his upbringing. Anywho, then Gar shows up. What's Gar? Oh, pardon. I apologize. But then Gar shows up as Kankuro is getting pissed off and does want to try to duke it out with Naruto. That Sasuke also shows up. The two teams interact. Pardon again, sorry. Gaara asks Sasuke his name, but I do think he also asked Naruto his name. Well, maybe he doesn't ask Naruto. I don't think he asked Naruto his name. Naruto is like, wait, you don't want to know my name? Not really. It's like, well, but Tamari goes, no, I wouldn't mind knowing your name. It's Naruto Uzumaki Senju. or sorry, Naruto's Senju Uzumaki. You? Oh, I'm Tamari. I believe that because Gaara's name is Gaara of the Desert, I think most people use his last name as this was like Sabaku or something like that. Tamari Sabaku. See you around. and she kind of winks at both of them. Which Sakura knows that at Sasuke. She's like, hmm. And Naruto's like, gets a little bit of a blush on his face. She's like, it's like, oh, you two stop being pigs. What? Hey, look, she's the one who winked at us. And obviously the sound note that's to keep an eye on Sasuke, but also to keep an eye on Naruto because they heard the name Senju in there. And you realize this must be the Sannin brat. And there you go. And so the days pass. They basically go and do the exam. Honestly, nothing about that changes with a few minor exceptions. One, Naruto, I think, berates Sasuke a little bit for letting people know about the Genjutsu. He was just, because let's be honest, Sasuke was showing off a little bit. And two, when Rock Lee shows up, he notes that he wants to challenge Sasuke Uchiha and Naruto of the Sannin. That's what they're basically called. That's what he's what? Naruto of the Sannin, or Naruto Uzumaki of the Sannin. It's like, well, yes. Oh, you are not, and to which Lee is probably surprising. You're not aware, as you are the adopted son of the three legendary Sannin. Most people have been calling you by this moniker. And Naruto kind of thinks about it. It's like, wow, that's odd. Not bad though. It's like, I mean, they are my parents, and I guess I am of the Sannin, at least in a way. And it's like, I wish to challenge both of you, but for right now, my first opponent, I wish to be Uchiha. They say, what? Why him first? No, nothing. It is nothing against you. It's just he was voted the top student in your class of the year. I wish to fight him first before I fight you. I mean no offense by this. And to which Naruto just kind of pouts a little bit, saying, "Oh man, fine." Again, I don't think Naruto's anywhere near as offending here because again, he grew up with parents that would actually teach him not to have his ego, not needing to have his ego satiated as much. Sasuke and Rock Lee have their fight. It goes about as well as it does in the original. Sasuke's a little faster and a little stronger and a little better at fighting here because he has had Naruto to train with, who is overall better than him in taijutsu and definitely the physically more durable and stronger of the two. But because now that they had a Sharingan, that evens them out pretty easily. In fact, he might even edge Naruto out just a bit because he's a little faster. So in their fight, while Rock Lee is able to mostly dominate the fight, there are points where Sasuke actually does manage to surprise Rock Lee, even get a lucky hit in. Unfortunately, that means very little in this fight as he was still ultimately losing it. Guy shows up, smacks Lee around. There you go. And so we get to the last two parts we'll cover today because I had to spend 5 minutes talking about that one comment. And that is the prelim to the written exam, and then the written exam itself. And the prelim, honestly, the few things that will change here is one, Ino doesn't attack Sakura. She attacks Naruto. It's like, Naruto, did you miss me? Hi, Ino. It's good to see you. And it's always nice to see you. It's always nice to see. Oh, you did miss me. Oh, well, don't worry. When it's all over, well, we should maybe get together and have some time, have a date or something. To which he nodded. He's actually just like both nervous, like upset, and a little glaring, thanks to having at least somewhat of a relationship with Naruto. Greater than the original. She's got at least a mild bit of bite to her. So she's kind of glaring at Ino, which Ino actually sees it, and she's like, huh? Oh, I see. It's like you and they're kind of having their little rivalry stare just a little bit. Hinata's kind of wavering, but she's not backing down. That, I think, would be the fun thing in this, is that it's not between Sakura and Ino where they get that rival glare going. It's between Ino and Hinata. But anyway, that being said, Ino also does kind of like, I don't think I forgot you too. It's so nice to see you too, Sasuke. She's a bit more civil because she leans more towards Naruto in the fangirling. And then Tamari's also sees what's going on over there, and she just kind of smirks and just kind of is like, huh. because she's an older kunoichi between the two of them, so she's not as immature as them. Um, and so Naruto's like, man. And I think, and Naruto's also not dim-witted in this version enough to be like, wait a minute, where's, and she sees Hinata, wait, does Hinata, huh? Man, when the hell did all these women, I still can't get a date. What the hell? He's probably thinking to himself. Not that he's ever actually asked the girl out before in this version. He's not, because he's not a ladies' man or anything like that. But he's very much like, oh man, if I knew this many women were interested in me, I would have maybe put more effort into getting a date. But anyway, Kabuto shows up. And I will say Sasuke and Naruto and everyone was a little suspicious of Kabuto to begin with. I think Naruto, something about a red flag in Naruto's head goes off with this guy. He doesn't know what, something just does. Last but not least, you have the written exam. And the written exam, he's placed next to Hinata. Nothing changes there. There's not much to say. Even a smarter Naruto would have trouble with these questions because they even recognized most of the smartest in the class recognized that these are way beyond your average genin in terms of knowledge. Only Sakura was among the only ones who could actually answer the questions on her own. Although Hinata looks like she was able to do pretty okay. She actually had a couple answers down. We don't know if she used her Byakugan or not. That's for certain. But I think, unfortunately, Naruto just doesn't have a technique in his arsenal here, and he's just not intelligent enough. That's not a slight against him. That's just facts to answer. Hinata is able to, kind of just swipes her paper. He gleans it. He sees that she's trying to help him out. Naruto's thankful, but he's like, okay, I gotta, he just kind of, he pretends to just, and then he just kind of looks down and it gets at least one answer. And then obviously Ibiki issues the final question, which is will you stay or will you go now? And Naruto finally just chimes in. It's not the same where he's just like, oh god, boom, and yeah, no. But Naruto does chime in because Ibiki's well aware of Jiraya and Tsunade, and he's probably got a special instance of testing their kid. And Naruto is giving him a stare and like, I don't quit and I don't go back in my earth. That's my ninja way. Believe it. And which Ibiki just says, he's like, all right, the rest of you, pass. It was a double bluff. That was the test, to see who had the will to keep going and who didn't. And then obviously Anko shows up, and we get to the forced to death. We're not going to see some bigger changes until then. Most of what happened here was superficial, some minor stuff for maybe the future. Got at least 3 women Naruto now is aware are interested in him. So he's got to figure out, am I interested in any of them? Spoilers, he's probably going to be interested in at least one of them. So, yeah, and I don't do harems. I will say this. There could be a circumstance I could do 2 women with 1 character. Maybe. But that would be a very rare scenario, and I would have to be very careful how I wrote that. But I could see that. But an actual harem? No, I'm never doing an actual harem. In fact, right at the gate right now, I've had people ask about that, suggest doing harem-based what-ifs. I am not doing harem-based what-ifs because that verges in smut territory. Verges. Doesn't have to be. There are harem animes that are not hentai, but you toe the line a little bit because it's hard to kind of do a harem and keep it like a PG-13 or TV-14 or something like that. It's not impossible. Look at Tenchi Muyo. There's not much going on there. Yeah, there's some nudity, but it's whatever. It's anime. Anyway, I digress. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll see you next Wednesday. Until then, later.